Bum 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 ba ba bum bum ba 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 bum bum ba ba. Can you do any?
Donut, donut, donut.
Ooh, raw. Here we
Yeah.
go. Kadana, kadana, like I don't know. I think that's how it goes. Down, down, down. Wow.
You've
And then
heard
you
it
gotta
once or twice?
you got to do the horn at the end. Wow, wow, wow. Those were our Macho Man and Raw intros from the 90s. Well, the Macho Man's isn't really it's like a college. Is it the graduation song, or is it just just a graduation in general, right?
Yeah. It's just that graduation song. Something pomp and circumstance or something. I'll look it up.
Okay, yeah. Don't do the podcast. You just look it up. Hey, welcome back for the Sickos Odd Bangaroo number. I don't care. Thanks for checking out our other stuff. We should hopefully have the top 15 AEW matches of 2026 coming out hopefully within the next 2 weeks here, as I double check, or as me and Holly double check Forbidden Door. Well, again, obviously this is Doug Pounder and Holly Pounder, and you're listening to the For the Sickos podcast. Usually right here, I'd have like a little thing where it goes like, yeah, for the Sickos. It's like our intro thing. But I don't have it loaded up, so I'm just not going to do it.
We already did it. I think it was better.
Yeah, we did a good job. Okay. So I'll just get right into it. I'm trying to do maybe like a 20-minute, under 30-minute banger today. But there is a lot to cover. So we're going to do Sheamus. Since he just got released by WWE, people are trying to talking about that. We're going to go over results from Forbidden Door. And then we are also going to
talk about Beach Break.
Yeah, Beach Break, because this is insane. Beach Break is essentially a pay-per-view. It's kind of nuts if you can see it right next to me. So let's first talk about Sheamus. I don't have him on screen, but you know who he is and what he looks like. He is the Irishman from WWE, and he has
red hair.
He has red hair. He's Irish. He's pale. I don't know if Sheamus is his real name, actually. I actually don't know his real name, but I don't think it's Sheamus. And yeah, I think that people are saying he was released, but some people are saying that he asked. Well, he's definitely released. We know that. But did he ask for it? What exactly went down? I think he asked for it. If you ask me, I'm sure they would love to have kept him tied up for some minimal amount of money, running out his contract, I guess, or maybe not. Maybe they wanted to save a couple dollary dues and just said, "See you later, buddy. Don't let the door hit you where the good Lord split you."
His name, by the way, is Stephen Fairley.
Well, not quite a Sheamus, but
it's pretty Irish
very
sounding.
Irish. Yeah, so I think he's not going to AEW. I'm sure some fans would like that. I would say 100% 5-star lock. No, the AEW roster is stacked. They already have multiple storylines that they are working on. I don't think Sheamus fits into the singles roster. He obviously doesn't fit into the tag roster or the trios or anything like that. I don't see where he fits in AEW right now at all, especially at his age, which I think is like 48. I think AEW has enough legend talent, or I don't know what you want to call it. What's a person? Mentor-y? Got any other words for that, Holly?
Yeah, those are probably the right words.
Legendy, mentor-y.
Legend.
Experienced talent. I don't know. I'm thinking there's
veteran
talent. There we go. Yeah. Thank you. That's what you're here for. Veteran talent. I think that AEW has enough veteran talent on the roster, and just a ton of guys that already can go and need stories to tell, and it's just too full. So whatever. I don't have to keep saying the same thing over and over again. That's really all I wanted to say. Yeah, I don't think he's gonna go.
If he did come over to AEW,
oh boy,
do you do you think you would dislike it, or do you think he would take on a different kind of I mean, it's definitely a different place altogether. Do you think he'd transition well if he did?
Uh, no.
Right, you're just saying basically it's it's not a good fit.
I don't.
Probably wouldn't go well.
I just don't. That he's been in that system for so long, and just with his age and how fast and good the younger talent is, like he's not going to keep up with a Kyle Fletcher, and even shockingly, like he's not going to keep up with Champa. It's the pool is just too good. The talent is too fast. I think he would be a quick pop and an immediate, like, what's he doing here?
Yeah.
Lost in not even just lost in the shuffle, just like almost unusable. Not because he's not talented. I think Sheamus is plenty good. It's just AEW has a different game going on right now.
Yeah, so if he were to come over, then it would be like almost souring his career or not even really going out on a great note because he would be overshadowed by younger and better talent.
It's just between like already there's three guys on the screen right now that are on such a different ascension that it's just like what's Sheamus going to do there? He's not even usable in like it. He's not going to job out. He's not going to, you know what I mean? He's not going to just like keep putting people over. I mean, I'm not saying he wouldn't do that. I don't know. I don't know the guy, but that would essentially be his usage. He's not going to be on some kind of like run at AEW. So, I mean, just with Takeshita, Kyle Fletcher, and MJF alone on screen, that's not even like Kevin Knight or I don't know, a bajillion other people
Pac.
on the roster. Right, Pac, like I don't know. It's just there's so many Darby, like there's so many people on the roster that like Hangman potentially coming back. Don't forget, Hangman's still signed to AEW.
Jay White even.
Yep, Jay White just got back. It's too stacked. Sorry, Sheamus. You're
John Moxley, haven't even mentioned him.
Yeah, I mean, goes without saying. So anyway, those are my thoughts on it. Sheamus will not be all elite, and AEW should not sign him, but I'd say they won't. So even for like the quick pop. So let's talk about Forbidden Door. Did you like it? Was it your favorite pay-per-view of the year? What are your quick thoughts on it, Holly?
Yeah, I did like it. And I don't know if it was my favorite pay-per-view of the year. I think that's really hard. But I did. I liked it. I thought it was good. I thought the flow was good. Really liked that Tekla match. Yeah, I liked all of them actually. I mean, I don't really have complaints, but the reason I wouldn't say it's the best of the year is because we're only in June and it's already got a lot to live up to.
Is it the fourth is this the fourth pay-per-view now? It's the fourth. So it was Revolution, then was it Revolution, Dynasty, Double or Nothing, and Forbidden Door?
Mm-hmm.
That's it so far? Am I missing one?
Yeah, you said Double or Nothing, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Is it Revolution Dynasty? Is that how it goes?
Revolution's usually in March, right?
Revolution Dynasty.
Was it in March this year though?
I don't know. Revolution Dynasty, Forbidden Door, or Double or Nothing, Forbidden Door. Anyway, I really like the pay-per-view. I think it overall, unfortunately for this Forbidden Door, which was actually a really, really good pay-per-view, for me, it actually was it's number 3 on the year. It's not better than Revolution. It's not better than Double or Nothing. But I do think it probably overall, the wrestling was better than Dynasty. Surprisingly, what a great job they did making a card that felt rushed and felt underbaked and turning it still into such a quality event. And by the way, the third best pay-per-view of the year for AEW is still better than every single pay-per-view that WWE has ran this entire year.
Decade. Yeah.
Maybe decade, yeah.
I think that I don't know. I think that AEW just does pay-per-views really, really well, and it's not surprising to me, though, that Forbidden Door, which we talked about last time, doesn't have, like, a ton of lead up, a ton of, you know there's not a lot of lead up.
Hmm.
I'm trying to think of a different word, but it doesn't surprise me that it's not the number 1. I don't know if it really ever is, but it never disappoints.
Oh, you know what? I didn't even think about. We could talk a little bit about Redemption, but I don't even know what's going to happen with Redemption right now. But let's keep talking, obviously, about this specific pay per view. We can run through the matches really quick, but also I will say that earlier, about a week ago or something, 2 weeks, week or two ago, whatever the last podcast was, I was like, I don't know about Forbidden Door anymore. Now, don't get me wrong, I like Forbidden Door a lot. However, I would say that I didn't think it should come back next year just because this one felt so not Forbidden Door-ish. And I guess maybe I slightly still stand by that. But man, what a paper. I guess it always shows you the potential of Forbidden Door. But I think the problem still is even if you can pull off the pay-per-view, have it feel good, look good, be good, all those things, which AEW definitely did, is the branding, right? So Forbidden Door did not necessarily feel totally like a Forbidden Door. And I think if you can't deliver on that tone or atmosphere or sentiment, I think you have to move on from it.
What would have made it feel like more of a Forbidden Door to
Well,
you?
100% a title match
Yeah.
with the AEW championship versus like an up and coming talent from CMLL or NJPW. Those would like,
Yeah.
and then not to mention the end, both Owen Hart tournaments ended at this as well. And I don't think either Owen Hart tournament ender had a like no one from a different
Action, whatever.
federation
Yeah,
or
federation.
it's not what the right word is, wrestling company, but there's a better word for it. Anyway, no one from another
Promotion.
promotion. Thank you. There were no other promotions involved, and we know that was the Saray thing. But anyway, it just truly like what half the matches on the card did not feature something like that. I think half the matches on the card did not feature a wrestler from another promotion. Anyway, whatever. Let's talk about the matches.
Yeah. Yeah, I was gonna say the Team Briscoe versus the team, Don Callis, MJF stuff
Hmm.
was pretty entertaining. There was a lot going on there. It's a bummer that Mark Briscoe might have gotten injured
In that,
in
yeah,
that
no, he
whole
got injured
thing.
against MJF. I think. I think probably doing one of the elbows off the side versus MJF on that
Oh,
first
that's right. That's right.
Dynamite.
Sorry.
So
For some reason, I was thinking that that's where it stemmed from, but no,
we could have
that was
started
still
there.
a
Who knows?
couple.
Like Briscoe's a psychopath, and I got a lot to say about him this year, but I'll talk about it at the end of the year. And so now that I'm looking at the matches, there were seriously only 5 of 9 matches were AEW. There was only
Yeah.
4 matches on the card: Shota versus Pac, Tekla versus Starlight, the Young Bucks versus obviously the other 2 tag teams from NJPW and CMLL, and then Kenny versus Zack Sabre. Those are the only matches that featured
Yeah,
talent
in the
from
main
other
event
promotions.
or in the main show. Yeah.
Right. So, all right,
Yeah.
let's fire off a couple here really quick, and then we can talk about Beach Break to close it out. So, the opening match, I actually shocked for me, slightly underwhelming for the names in there. In they got their hat thrown in the ring there between El Sky Team, which is Mystico and Mascara Dorada, and then Unbound Co., which is our company, which is Shingo Takagi, and then Titan. I definitely thought those guys going up against the Young Bucks was going to be just such a unique and surprising match because it's talk about a mix of styles, and I really just felt like it was pretty straightforward, good match, solid match, just didn't take it to that next level.
Yeah. That being said, we've talked about it obviously more, you know, more immediately after the match and after Forbidden Door. And off the podcast. And that's not to say it wasn't good. It was really good. Better than anything we would see in, like you were saying a minute ago, WWE.
What?
But yeah, it was just,
No, we don't WWE hate here. We don't WWE shame.
I do. Maybe you don't. Just
Friggin'
kidding.
hater.
I don't know. The Young Bucks are so impressive all the time. And I know that that's not necessarily who we predicted to win. But yeah, it just seemed a little less energy than maybe we'd expect.
I don't like when you talk bad about WWE because I grew up watching
Oh,
WWE.
get used to it.
Okay. So
Just kidding.
let's
We also, I don't know if we're going in kind of order of thoughts,
sure.
when it was on, but I really liked the little package that we had mentioned we wish would happen for Owen Hart
well, yeah.
stuff.
That
was before the whole
it's good
everything
to bring
started.
up.
And I'm really glad they included that.
Yeah, did they run that in the pre-show maybe?
They did. It was Mick Foley, Jeff Jarrett. We're kind of talking about.
Yeah, I can't remember if they ran it in the pre-show or did they run it before the first match of the Owen? Did they run it before the women's match or I don't know. Either way, that was really good. We did say that we were like hoping for a little bit more discussion about the importance of the Owen and they did it. They had a nice package, like you said, with Mick Foley and Jeff Jarrett. It was great. A little bit of like, Owen, like daps, to Owen, talking about him, and then also just I think talked about a little bit about the foundation and the importance of winning the tournament. Anyway,
it was nice just that they reiterated that he was impactful.
I liked it. So, all right, next on the card was Kenny versus Zack Sabre, and I know a lot of people have really, really liked this one. I felt like this match to me was like a little bit stiff, and I'm not saying it's a bad match. I'm just saying that I don't think I kind of got maybe what I personally wanted out of it. I thought it was going to be slightly more technical, but maybe I have to go back and watch it again. But I definitely thought there'd be a little. I feel like it wasn't as Zack Sabre-y as I wanted it to be. I wanted there to be a little bit more.
Thank God.
I wanted there to be a little bit more chain wrestling and grappling, and maybe Kenny having to overcome that a little bit more. But maybe I'm missing that. Maybe that is what happened, and my brain just never quite caught it. But I was just a little bit underwhelmed by this match. Again, still an awesome match. Loved it. Loved the match. I'm just giving you my little 2 cents on what else I wanted from the match, especially when you're talking Kenny Omega, maybe best wrestler all time.
Yes.
Maybe besides like Bret Hart or something like that. If you're talking like importance and legacy, or I don't know what the hell you want to say. Maybe best in ring all time. Probably Kenny Omega. I don't know. It's tough to say. But and then Zack Sabre, modern ring general. I don't know what you'd call it. General is probably not the right word, but just has such a deep understanding of technical wrestling. So anyway, you love Kenny. So how much did you love this match?
I think it's easy to say that Kenny Omega is the best wrestler of all time.
It's an easy thing. You're saying it's.
Yeah, you said it's hard to say. Okay. I think it's easy to say.
Okay. You win. I'm dumb.
But I don't know. I liked that match. I think it was longer than I expected. And comparing it to the match times of the other ones, I really do think it was one of the longer ones.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, probably too long. Probably.
I liked it. I just enjoy watching Kenny wrestle. He looked really strong in this one. Maybe it wasn't as fast paced or eventful as ones we've seen in the past, but I still enjoyed it. I thought Kenny's just filled with character, and I do like this rivalry. Yeah, if you want to call it that.
That's true. I'm surprised he won too, which is kind of crazy. I think he's got like 3 on Zack Sabre. All right, let's jump to
the best, so that's why I won.
Let's fly through these ones really quick. So Moxley versus Bandito. Unfortunately, they had that mask snafu there that I think kind of took Bandito out of his element, and I don't think the match got into its like, 5th gear or anything. I don't think it ever quite got there, especially after a match like Bandito versus Swerve or something. But still, another solid match. Like these are all solid matches. Every match here
Yeah,
whatever. I don't know. I
very.
haven't like fully rated them or whatever, but everything I'm talking about is like B or better.
Was that
You
on
know,
purpose? Or I mean, was that a mistake, you think?
what
It was just a little accident with the mask?
totally an accident. Like I don't know how they set those things up to like stretch or tear, but clearly it popped open too far. Some other seam that they didn't expect to tear tore. Um, I don't know what happened exactly.
Well, I don't think it compromised anything as far as his, identity, but it does seem like they were more ready for that in the, Starlight Kid thing that happened, which I know we're not talking about yet, but they had,
Yeah.
like, a whole cover for her head.
Yeah, it was obviously a mistake, and I think that led to just a tiny bit of like can't go as hard as we want to go because the my mask might slip off. So unfortunately, I think that held this match back a little bit, but still very solid um, match, and maybe the best match of the night up to that point. But so anyway, let's jump to the next one: Shota versus Pac. I must have like some sort of I must be Pac biased or something. I must have a Pac bias because I think this might have been my favorite match of the night. I liked how hard hitting it was. I liked that there was the IWGP Global Heavyweight was on the line. I don't know. It kind of as far as like Forbidden Door is concerned, this match kind of was what it was all about,
Yeah,
right?
it felt very classic what Forbidden Door is.
Yeah, it just
I would have
felt on
loved to see
brand.
Pac win because, yes, we're big Pac fans, but it was nice to see Shota Umino win, and,
Yeah,
he had really cool gear.
it just
Yeah, it
felt
was
thematic. It felt like it
it really
was
was thematic, yeah.
it felt for when I was if you just watched it in a bubble and you said, "Oh, here's one match from Forbidden Door," you'd watch this and go like, "Oh man, that really felt like Forbidden Door, and I hope there's more of that. I'm going to go back and watch it." And then you'd watch it and be like, "What the heck? The next 5 matches were all AEW guys. What's going on?"
Yeah.
So anyway, I liked that match a lot. But maybe my second other match of the night, tied for match of the night, Tekla versus Starlight Kid.
Oh, yeah.
This one
That
was
was good.
really good. Tekla the best AEW Women's Champion so far? As
Oh,
far
are you
as
forgetting Tony?
no, I'm not forgetting Tony Storm. I didn't just come out of a coma. Um,
Well, maybe it shouldn't be. I don't know. I really love Tony.
I guess I
And
mean
I do really
for
like Tekla, but I don't to me, I'd have to, like, really, really think about that and rewatch some matches to honestly say.
I guess I don't mean necessarily like for storytelling, but in ring. Like, is she like Darby, where Darby basically had 8 matches and they were all like,
Just insane.
4.5
Yeah.
star or better matches in his title run. And is this what Tekla is doing right now? And of course, she's not getting, 5 stars and, 9s and stuff across the board like Darby was. But I still think as a women's champion, she maybe has the best like average across her defenses. Although, like, how can you ever beat Tony Storm versus Mariah May? I mean, that's going to be actually a legendary match that we just talk about in 20 years, 30 years. That's going to go down in history as maybe the top 3 women's match all time, top women's match ever, maybe.
Yeah. I could see that. I mean, also, let's not forget Britt Baker has had some seriously, good matches too. That was a while ago at this point.
I loved
And it's
Britt
hard to
as champion.
forget that. But
Yeah.
Tekla is fearless. I think that's one thing that sets her apart. Truly fearless. She's crazy and
Mhm.
she is really good. Her character is just really good. She's good in the scrums and
Yeah.
she's awesome. The only thing I don't love is the spitting. I hate spitting.
Yeah, she's popping off with that for sure. All right, let's try and fly through these last couple here. Um, Cope and Cage versus the Dogs. I'd say, unfortunately, maybe worst match of the night. Just, just not the best. I don't know.
Yeah, I using the word worst is hard because again, like we've said multiple times already up until this point, the whole thing was good.
Yeah,
But yeah, this one didn't super capture me.
right. even with the buildup, I was more excited for it. But anyway, I just didn't think it was super great. Seems like Cope and Cage are maybe slowing down a little bit, especially after like their feud with FTR and a lot of the other hard hitting stuff they've done in AEW. I mean, these guys are not getting younger. They've had injuries. You know, it's tough, and they're still great, and I totally respect their in-ring work. Obviously they're slowing down, so I can't say like, oh wow, they're putting on 5-star bangers, but you know, they're doing what they can, and I hope they get, you know, 1 or 2 real fun matches out of their time as champions. So all right, so here's the controversial one. We'll jump into it really quick. It's Maya World versus Mercedes Moné. I have good things to say about this one, but I think it's just online. It's insane. It's like overrated. It's like the second highest rated women's match. I don't know, like ever. I don't know. Maybe not ever, but
I don't
it
get
was
that. It's
way up there. It was like a 9.48 when I first saw it. I think it's dropped down by like 9. It's like 9.18 now, maybe. But it was psycho. It was like best women's match of all time. It's like, what's happening?
I like both of these wrestlers a lot. I think they're
Same.
both really, really talented, and they're at different levels, which we shouldn't pretend like that's not a fact.
Yeah.
They are at different levels, and they're wrestling at a different level. But the wardrobe stuff was borderline distracting.
It was tough. Yeah, it was tough.
Distracting only because it was
Yeah.
probably really messing them up at certain points. That's
Right.
it's hard to like, similar to like what you were saying with the Bandito stuff. It's like, oh, it's going to take them out of it a little bit, and I think
totally
it did.
It totally did. They had to step back. They had to pause on spots. There's so many things that went wrong, unfortunately, in this one. So I'm sorry, IWC or whatever is going on. This is not a 9, like it says on Cage Match. This is not 5 stars. There's no way in hell Meltzer gives this 5 stars. If he gives this 5 stars, his, not that people already don't think his credibility is ruined, but his credibility would be absolutely like ruined. I think he has every right to go back and rewatch the match. People are complaining like, oh, you can't give it a rating live or whatever. This was such a bizarre match because of the I guess equipment malfunction or the gear malfunctions that Maya World was dealing with. That you kind of get taken out of it. You need to watch it and sit again and watch objectively instead of like being in a moment. Anyway, whatever. I don't think he should take his time. It's not going to be 5. The internet's going to light on fire, which is absolutely hilarious. But and here's another thing. The match wasn't super clean either. I'll play it really quick.
It also wasn't terrible,
No,
but it was
totally
not best of the best. No.
Yeah.
And
Totally
I'd be
not.
surprised if either of these women agreed that it was one of the best. They fought hard, wrestled hard, but
I don't know about that. I think they would say
I'm
it
sure
was.
they felt, slipped up several times.
Yeah, I mean, no one's gonna be like, I don't think my match was that good.
No, that's true.
But anyway, this part was like I feel like honestly, you just already. I think Mercedes made a great pivot, and I guess I'm going to say a mean thing and a nice thing is that like this was, just what can you do? You know, the spot goes wrong, and it just, the pivot here is just brutal. It ruins the flow of the match. It makes it like feel not as hard hitting. And anyway, what we were showing, if you're listening, is we were showing just a quick clip of, if you're watching, you can just watch it. I think, hopefully you can pop it up on Spotify, or whatever, is where Mercedes tries to buckle bomb Maya World, and she just can't get her up 2 times. She can't get her up. So she just kind of pushes her into the corner, and it just really, you know what that happened with that? The momentum came out of the match. It really, to me, momentum. Oops, I probably like blew air into the mic. Momentum gone. So, but here's the good thing I'll say about that is Mercedes made the right decision. That was going to end with an injury.
Yes, no, that was for sure the right and professional thing to do, which she is.
And the reason I want to say that is because this match
Was that the nice thing?
Yes. While not a 5-star match, although it wasn't a 5-star match, what an absolute testament to Mercedes' ability. I think she has to be the best female wrestler in ring right now. This was a Mercedes show. No offense to Maya World. She had some great spots. Mercedes bumped like hell for her, and Mercedes had great transition wrestling. She hit really hard. She just did it all in this match. It really, to me, viewing it for the first time in ring with the malfunctions, it really felt like Mercedes carried this match and used her veteran senses to carry what otherwise I think other wrestlers, this match would have gone off the rails.
Right. I completely agree. I think she's an all-around professional. Nice thing I was gonna say was that both of their outfits were very cool.
I liked
Their
them too.
gear.
All right, so let's jump through these last two really quick because we're already at 30 minutes, surprisingly. I always say we're not going to do that long, and then we go a little bit longer. So I don't know. Hopefully, if you're listening to this on your drive, you're in a little bit of traffic. I don't know. All right, quickly, Briscoe versus it was kind of the Mark Briscoe team versus MJF team. So match was cool. It wasn't as crazy as some of the other ones. Loved the circular cage. I think that's going to come back. I think that's a great idea. The big circle cage. You like that?
Yeah, I really liked it.
I didn't love some of the spots, but whatever. It's a cluster F in there, and
well, specifically, I mean, I just didn't want you to forget because we've talked about it. The weird thing that happened with Kevin Knight.
Yeah, that is exactly what I was going to say. Is just the Kevin Knight spot was really weird, where he he opens the bag and it just blows up. But I must have missed it. Was there a reason he thought the bag was of interest? Did someone put some brass knuckles in there? Or I don't even know why would you climb the cage and go to the bag? You can't even if you found brass knuckles in there, what are you going to do with them? What are you going to do with any weapon that's not a gun? The only weapon in there that could be of value if you're on the top of a cage is a gun. So just leave
Or
the
an
bag.
Anvil. Looney Tunes style.
Yeah, don't touch the bag. Leave it alone. Don't even walk over to the bag. He walks over to it.
I didn't quite get that. It seemed a little out of place.
I probably missed it. People are probably listening to this and they're like, I'm never going to listen to this freaking guy again. He doesn't watch wrestling. Right. Anyway, all right. And then to end of that one, let's go to Will Ospreay versus
They had
Swerve
funny stuff in
Strickland.
their backpacks too.
Will Ospreay versus Strickland, good match. Here's what's up. I'm not doing any more. I'm going to say this again too. I will repeat exactly what I'm saying here. I'm not doing any more running nothing. The face-off at the end was very strange to me, where Swerve basically runs into Will Ospreay and it doesn't even look like he's going for a move. I'm not into that. The match is still good. These guys are very talented. I'm not saying it's a bad match. I'm just saying it's not whoa, my head's gonna explode. I don't know. I think the whole pay-per-view was good, but I feel like almost the whole pay-per-view was slightly tiny bit overrated, at least online. I'm not talking to other people. No one wants to talk to me about wrestling. But anyway, and by overrated, I mean still better than literally every single WWE pay-per-view for the last 2 years, and still a very solid AEW pay-per-view.
I think that it's easy to say that because we are just so used to the high standard that we see every single week, every single Wednesday. So it's there's nothing really to criticize super negatively. It's just that it's hard to say this is pay-per-view level on some of them when really, if this was any other, time, we would just they are pay-per-view level matches. But when every regular Dynamite, we're seeing matches just as good or better, it's hard to, overly praise it for being a Forbidden Door or Double or Nothing or whatever, a pay-per-view match. It's just hard. We're spoiled, and that's not a bad thing.
Yeah, totally. We are definitely spoiled is a really good way to put it, because I do not mean to under appreciate any of these matches. They're great, and I'll watch it a bunch. I'm just saying, like, not as psycho crazy as everyone's like making it out to be. So at least that's my opinion of it. Not a hater. Still really love AEW, and I really enjoyed this pay-per-view. All right, so that being said, speaking of great wrestling, this beach break is this Dynamite on Wednesday, which will be like basically like tomorrow. If you even listen to this is insane. This is crazy. This is nuts. Look at this thing. This is a pay-per-view lineup right here. We have a women's casino gauntlet for a world title shot. So that's already like, that's a big deal. That's definitely pay-per-view worthy to find out who gets a title shot. Takeshita versus Fletcher. Are you kidding me? This could main event a pay-per-view. Jericho versus Ciampa, while not necessarily probably like the best in-ring match you're ever going to see in your life, they've done a great job building this up, I think. And I would say is like early pay-per-view, where like match 2 on a pay-per-view card, match 3 or something, where it's like, yeah, you know, it's not going to open it. It's not going to be one of the ones that pulls you back in, and it's definitely not going to be the main event. But I don't know. With the build-up, Ciampa's so good right now. I think he could have a good match with anybody. So I think he's going to elevate Jericho. And then I mean, come on. MJF versus Kenny Omega for free on a Wednesday night. Like, what's going on?
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, and I was mistaken a couple weeks ago because, like you said, the buildup for the Ciampa and
Dumb.
oh, well, I
Go
was
ahead. What
just
were you
gonna
gonna
say
say?
a nice thing.
Go ahead. What were you gonna say?
I really was like, oh yeah, Ciampa and Chris Jericho. That's gonna be soon. That's gonna be a forbidden door. But then it's like, well, why would it be a forbidden door? There's been a lot of buildup, and it almost seems like it should have happened by now based on when this first got talked about.
It felt weird, yeah. It probably got moved. It probably got bumped.
Well,
to
no,
be
I'm not
honest.
even saying it's a bad thing. I think what I'm saying is I'm almost as excited, or maybe even more excited for Beach Break than I was Forbidden Door.
I mean, these matches are crazy. I probably would say I am slightly more excited for Beach Break. I expected more from Forbidden Door, but I'm like my excitement level is crazy for Beach Break because Kyle Fletcher versus Takeshita is nuts. Like Takeshita can't drop the belt already, but Fletcher can't really have a loss here. They're both exceptional wrestlers. Like I don't know, it's going to be so good. And then the World Championship, MJF versus Kenny, with the crazy stip that we've already seen that like AEW is not afraid to let people lose their ability to challenge for the title. So the stipulation, if you don't know already, I need to do a little bit better job of like kind of reiterating like how crazy some, or like the match stipulations, because this is a gnarly stipulation. Again, they've done it again. We saw it with Cody. We saw it with Hangman Adam Page. MJF is challenging Kenny Omega, or not challenging him. Kenny Omega is challenging MJF for the world title, but not only is the belt on the line, Kenny Omega's ability to challenge for the world title is on the line. They've done it twice already. So it makes you believe. This is such a crazy thing. It makes you believe they'll do it again.
Yeah. Yeah.
Kinda
But then it's also like, it's just got to
Kenny.
be, I don't know, got to be a bonus match. Like we're just getting lucky to see this again, because this confuses me. If I think about it too much, it's just like, well, but then I'm thinking ahead too much. I'm thinking about Redemption and All In.
Right.
And I should just enjoy it while it's happening, because I'm not going to really be able to predict who can. But it really does make me think, then Kenny has to win. And I hope to God Kenny does win. But maybe not.
Yeah.
Who knows? Crazier things have happened.
We can speculate here. I think he does win.
Yeah.
I think this is Kenny's last hurrah, so to speak. Clearly, he is dealing with health problems. It's got to be Kenny gets one last run with the belt. Kenny main events All In, like the premier event for AEW. And then I think he slows down, sadly, after that. Heartbreaking, a career cut way too short. And I know that's weird probably saying for a guy that's like 42, but honestly, way too short. Kenny Omega should be Chris Jericho. Kenny Omega should be wrestling till he's 52 and still having some decent matches. Not Kenny Omega level banger, blow the roof off the building matches, but we should still see him at 52. And I don't think we're going to.
Well, from what I understand, diverticulitis is like no joke.
It's serious.
So he should stop.
Mhm.
I don't want him to stop. He is my favorite wrestler ever. He really, truly is. But maybe he's just doing the right thing for his life and for his body.
Mhm.
But I hope that I don't even want to really think about him retiring. But if that's what's happening, or if this is kind of going that direction, I hope we see him like we see, Bryan Danielson, and I hope he's still present and around, because that would be heartbreaking.
Yeah.
But
be a
who knows?
bummer.
Maybe that's not what's going to happen. Maybe we're
Mhm.
being completely like, again, thinking ahead too much, because I sometimes think, well, why would he lose it? I know he really respects Will Ospreay. I completely get that, but I would think he'd want his last hurrah to be in Canada, but maybe not. I don't know.
Right. Yeah, that's true.
But
Yeah.
that's also like another level of like predicting and thinking that
Yeah.
maybe it's way too early, because we still have a lot to go
Mhm.
before then.
Well, all right. I guess that's 25 minutes for 40 minutes. So hope you guys enjoyed the
You didn't say
cast.
anything about the
Mhm.
women's gauntlet match.
Yeah. We don't know what's going to happen with that one. It's too messy.
It is, yeah.
It's too messy with those because you don't know who's going to show up. I mean, they're kind of making it seem like one of them would win, but we just saw Maya challenge kind of semi for the world. That was her world title shot, and I don't think she should get one right now. I think it's too soon. I think the push is too fast. And then definitely do not give one to Athena, who is Ring of Honor through and through. Just sorry, girls. I mean, I like both of you fine enough in ring or whatever, but just the answer no. And plus, Athena's got to figure out her finisher, man. That thing never looks good. Everyone always like bends over like they're picking up a quarter or something, and it just looks so bad. They got to start going to their knees on that, because it's a stunner from the top rope. All right. So that about wraps it up, and thank you guys for watching. We'll probably be back really soon, because I want to maybe do a follow-up to Beach Break, since it's probably going to be pretty impactful for things going forward in AEW.
Yeah,
And
we'll know more about Redemption maybe by that
Mhm.
time.
Yeah, and the top 15 matches of the year is coming up, and that's about it. So for Doug Pounder and Holly Pounder, for the Sickos podcast, we'll see you later. Bye bye. Boom, boom, boom. Cat for the Sickos. Yeah. I was trying to do the outro. All right.